Well, it's hard to believe that a year has passed, but it's been a big year here at NYRA, as it always is. And once again, we're giving the fans their chance to vote for the NYRA Race of the Year. Go to NYRA.com now through January 15th, 2012 to put in your vote for this year's 2011, that is, Race of the Year here at NYRA. Hi, everybody. I'm Andy Serling, and we're going to go through 5 big races from the NYRA calendar, including some of the top horses to run, not just at NYRA this year, but also throughout the country. And we're going to start off, we're going to pretty much go in chronological order, and we're going to start off with a race this Memorial Day at Belmont Park, this past Memorial Day, when Tisway really started what was a brief but big year here in New York and in racing. Tisway took control of the Met Mile as the field turned for home and drew away to an easy and convincing victory in this race, winning ultimately by 8 lengths. It was an impressive victory that he followed up with an equally impressive win. Actually, I don't think he won by 8 lengths. It was an equally impressive win in the Woodward up at Saratoga, when he also beat a stellar field, arguably the toughest field assembled pre-Breeders' Cup, if not throughout the whole year. Tisway, unfortunately, had a shortened year, but a big win in the Met Mile. We'll go ahead towards Saratoga and we'll look at Royal Delta, the likely 3-year-old champion, when she put it all together in the Alabama. At that time, she met what were the divisional leaders in It's Tricky and Plum Pretty, and she buried those horses. She sat behind them and blew by them like they were standing still in mid-stretch. And Royal Delta followed that up with a second-place finish, but then she was a very impressive winner over a very similar cast in the Ladies Classic in the Breeders' Cup. But this race by Royal Delta, probably as impressive a win in the Grade 1 as we saw all year in Saratoga. And then there's the Foxwoods King's Bishop at Saratoga, including Breeders' Cup Mile winner Caleb's Posse, who uncorked the same rally, the same big rally used to win that Breeders' Cup race, as well as the Amsterdam. But the story in this race, an undercard race for the Travers that may have been one of the races of the year, was Uncle Mo. And Uncle Mo returning from a life-threatening disease, coming back over a 4+ month layoff and running the kind of race he did, running a race that did not deserve to make him a loser. But Caleb's Posse nailed him on the money. The winner was Caleb's Posse, but the race, the King's Bishop, belonged to Uncle Mo just as much as Caleb's Posse, as you see the two of them hitting the wire together. And then we move on to perhaps the favorite and very possible horse of the year, Havre de Grace. Now, she put in a sensational performance when she won the Beldame at Belmont Park a little bit later. But in this race, she took on the boys, and she did what only Rachel Alexander has been able to do in the storied history of the Woodward. She beat the boys. Only one other female, that was Rachel Alexander, did what Havre de Grace did. And she beat Flat Out, who came back and won the Jockey Club Gold Cup. Havre de Grace used this win, and she had many impressive performances this year to perhaps make her and cement her as the real favorite for the Horse of the Year. And then there's a race involving Winter Memories in the Garden City at Belmont Park in the fall. A race that involves a horse that's not going to be a champion, but I think a lot of people come away from the year, and this may have been one as memorable a race as any we ran. Winter Memories, the heavy favorite, much talked about after a tough trip up in Saratoga, seemingly hopelessly beaten as they hit the 8th pole in dead last. She waited for room, and once she got to the outside, she blew by the field, essentially like they were standing still, as you see the gray flash getting up to beat Thaskin's Theory, an accomplished European runner. Winter's Memory, no, she's not a champion like some of the other horses you've seen earlier in this video, but that race was of championship quality, and Winter Memory's win in the Garden City left as much of an indelible image as any race we ran in New York this year. So there it is, Tisway's Met Mile, Royal Delta's Alabama, Caleb's Posse and the Foxwoods King's Bishop over Uncle Mo, Havre de Grace in the Woodward, and Winter Memories in the Garden City. Vote for the NYRA Race of the Year on NYRA.com now through January 15th, 2012.